Oh yeah, look at that. Trail Master MB200, our second possibly favorite mini bike. Used to be first. She got knocked off the throne. But there is one fatal flaw with the new Coleman bike as well as this Trailmaster, and that is
bushings.
Rubber bushings. For some reason, I don't understand why the old boys in China did it, but so these bikes have this engine cradle. So if you take that bolt out there and this bolt out here, you can drop the cradle and the chain off because the jack shaft's built into this. So grab the upper and lower chain and squeeze them together, Lonnie.
You can see it moving.
Okay, yeah. Keep doing it. You can see that pulley flex, and that's just how many horsepower is your wrist?
5 maybe.
5 maybe. And so just with squeezing that, and this is a fairly new frame. This has only been used for the road to horsepower testing on the Wildcat. So we sell on rbgcars.com metal slugs to put in there. There's 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Then there's 1 in each side of the swing arm. I normally just cut the ends off the swing arm and put heim joints. That's what I like to do. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, you can put the bushings, but then it's pivoting on a bolt and there's no grease element. That's the only reason I say go with heim joints, but the bushings are perfectly fine back there. Today, we're going to fix the fatal flaw in the mini bike MB200.
Well, all mini bikes.
Well, the Coleman and this one's the only one that has it. All other mini bikes have welded like engine stuff. So I don't know if this is a manufacturing thing or why. So
but
also, what?
Once you fix this, a cradle is better, I think. It's easier.
Yeah. One other thing is these ugly eggshell fenders. The ugliest fender they could have went. They said to make a circle, cut it into 4s. That's the fenders, and that's what they got. So we got crap laying everywhere, but this is a Suzuki 450 front fender and a Suzuki 450 rear fender. What is awesome about these bikes, you can bolt up the rear fender without having to trim it, and then the front fender, all you do is cut it before this bulkhead here and use just the front portion, drill a few holes, and you have nice fenders. We also have some yellow grips because we've never done a yellow and black bike build, so that's what we're going to do. It's going to look like McDonald's at first with the red fake gas tank because we don't got we're going to put a Harley Davidson peanut tank on it
like we do on all of them.
Yeah. So let's get to pulling that cradle, bolting the fenders on, all that junk. All we have to do is take those 2 bolts out I talked about and drop the chain, and the cradle comes right out. And then we got to cut the bushings out. It's not fun, but it's the only way to get them out. That's the worst part of it all. Yeah. So let's do it. So I just noticed this bike has double master link.
Back to back. They cut it too short.
Yeah, and they just slapped on. I've never seen that on a bike, but I bet it was the end of a roll of chain in the factory, and they was like, "Do it, Wilmore." I don't know if that's Johnny's name, but
I seriously doubt it.
Wilmore. All right, 1 master link. You don't got to take them both out.
Both
of them. Did you get it?
Yeah. Dang. You don't think I got it?
That chain needs to be tightened as well. Okay, once that's dropped, all you have to do is pull out the front and rear bolt. Just taking a gander, I think the shock may be blown. It's a little greasy. Not sure though.
There we go. That was tight. Tight like a tiger.
So there is the cradle. So you can see it's got rubber bushings in each side, and as they wear, they get worse. And this one's pretty new, so they're still a little bit firm. But as soon as we saw about 12, 13 horsepower, that's when they started to give out. So let's show you how to get these son of a guns out. All right, so on these bushings, you can see it has a metal inner race, and then it has rubber, and then an outside metal race. We have to break that outside metal race to bend it in on itself to slide these out. So what I found is you take a 1/4-inch drill bit, like an old one, you're going to drill a bunch of holes to break this rubber membrane to get that inner race loose.
Smells great.
It's the best smell. Should make a clone. bushings by China. So see, we ate that up quite a bit. I just got, so we can, and sometimes now we have the this metal inner race exposed. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we can take something like a 1/2 inch bolt, set on that, and knock that out, and it'll push the other side out. See, that knocked out the other bushing. So we can do that on the same and then knock it out, or we can keep doing it this way. You kind of switch back and forth method. So that knocked the other side out. Now I can take this Dremel, and what I'm gonna do is cut a slit in this metal race just on one side. Then we can hammer it and cave it in on itself and get it out. Now with that slit cut, I don't know if we got it all the way down. As you can see, it just bends in on itself. It's pretty thin metal. Then we can fold this.
Looks like it'll come out now.
Yeah. There we go. And it does have a race in there to stop the new steel slugs.
You can't really see. I see it.
So
that's one side completely done.
Yeah, that's one end. And then our bushings are made of NASA strength regular steel. And then we put them in. It's not the prettiest way, but it works every time, almost all the time.
Some of the time.
This is the crudest way to do it, but it works. Those puppies are in there. So you just repeat the process on the back side, and then you have them. If all you have is a hammer, that shows that you can do it. Just a hammer, a little bit of man meat. All right, so you get this started. It is going to be a tighter fit than stock because these don't have any give to them, where the rubber had some give. So we're going to lightly just knock it into the front. Up a little bit.
There we go.
Put in, and then we can knock the back with a rubber mallet or a hammer. Just knock this down. And you can hit these with a hammer and it'll separate them.
Too far?
No. Perfect.
My side's not.
Okay. Needed that much? So these frames have flexed this way as well because this is just a single tube. And it's 1/8 inch. It's decent thickness on this down tube. But when we raced this bike in Texas, not this exact one just like it, we cracked the frame here. The race the year before, a guy was on the same bike and he split his neck right there. And it's because of these rubber bushings are the weakest point. Once you put these steel in there, it's locked in 100%. Then the last thing you have to do is a swing arm, which is the same process as these. You have to drill out that rubber and then knock them out. Then you can put those metal, but you will need to grease this every once in a while because it is just using a bolt as a pivot point. But if you squirt some grease in there, just check your bolt maybe once a year, maybe replace your bolt. Now you have a solid mini bike mostly. The 4 kit is a definitely have to, but the swing arm is going to be your weakest link after that. So do the swing arm, we're going to take off the shocks. You can go ahead and pull that shock off the bottom. It looks like that shock is blown. It don't feel like it when you're riding it. Look at that. That's long travel. You want a long travel, that's all it takes.
Just drop the shocks.
That's long travel, like I've ever seen. Okay. Now we can take out the main wheel bolt, which is a 19 socket, 17 wrench, 19 on the nut, and then we can pull the brake caliper off, and then we got the swing arm off. Keep up with your spacers. And there we go.
Okay, zip tie.
There we go. We have our swing arm. And on these spacers, you have a thin spacer, a medium sized spacer, and then a large spacer. So thin goes in between the swing arm and the brake. The medium goes in between the brake and the wheel. The wider one goes on the sprocket side.
There it is.
Oh yeah. We'll get it centered as much as possible. And there it is. Close. It's sticking out a little bit on one side. You can kind of lay it on something. Maybe cock it back. Close enough. There's stress cracks all along right here in the rubber. Oh, that is nice. That's real nice. We can go ahead and put the shock on with the bleeder out. It's a little bit easier to get to. Bam. Okay.
You got the other spacer that goes in between.
Yeah. Where's the nut at for?
It should be under you. There it is.
Oh no.
You gotta put the caliper on. No. Oh.
Tire needs to go down a little.
There it is.
Okay.
Push, push. Got it.
Yes. Sorry.
That's your improved.
And that, they make a crappy bike good. And that locks the brake in from twisting when you hit the brakes. All right, so now we're gonna swap out these fenders, these eggplant 33s.
You use the same bolts and nuts.
Yeah. Thick old girl. Go on the bottom side of this. See where the chain's hitting?
Mm-hmm.
But if we bolt that
Right there.
right there, and then we can run a zip tie around this, then it's perfect. So you're not a skilled tradesman. Yeah, it's like slip and slide.
You want me to replace those anyway?
Then it speeds up the process.
Bam. Popped off. It's on there.
There she is.
I think it's gonna look sick once this is off. The red, the white and yellow, or
I'm just gonna
black.
paint it black
This?
for now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
did I get that straight?
How dare you?
Brand new grips.
Pro tape.
Use that air trick. Set it and push it in. I think that's far as it goes. There we go. You like it?
That's hammered down.
We got some pro tapers. Are they more comfortable? No.
No.
But I'd wear gloves. But
They look good.
they look good. They feel good. You are good.
It's doing good.
Seems like it rips. It's open header, so anything sounds like it's ripping.
It feels like it's dripping.
So any chain skipping whatsoever.
Not 1, 2.
You could, so they couldn't.
couldn't.
Let's see if you could see it skipping it too. Before, you guys probably couldn't even hear it on the video, but it was skipping bad because this whole engine section, which the jack shaft's mounted on and the sprocket is, it twists under power. And I mean, that's what honestly made us do so bad in that race we went to in Texas. For real, for real, for real.
Well, I missed an hour.
45 minutes, yeah. What was that for?
Chain.
Oh yeah, it broke. That's
It
right.
broke.
Yeah, and you still placed very well for like, oh, these Wildcats, I tell you, are something else. I'm telling you, if you ain't checked one out, if you're in the market for an engine, that should be your engine. Crazy at the power.
It's nice. It's real nice.
She's a torquey mother. So that's the biggest failure point of these Trailmasters. If you're going to buy one, check out rbgcars.com. Get your bushings. We sell them as cheap as we can to get rich. You know what I'm saying? No, because they're made in America and it costs money. You know, so support your boy and buy some bushings for your Trailmaster.
It's crazy. That small of an engine feels like
Oh,
that.
and we're only on stage 3. We're taking it to stage 5. So it's got about 5 more horsepower to grow. 5 or 6. Maybe even a little more. That was crazy.
Yeah.
It'll be the stoutest engine we got on a bike.
Where do we usually put the foot pegs? Yeah.
Right under the engine.
Yeah, that's way better. I
You got my
couldn't
air
lift
filters
my
wrapped
butt
up.
off the thing. I hit my nuts on the seat.
Oh,
'Cause I went to lift up and you're like this, so you
yeah.
get an inch.
Those are, yeah, we used to think we liked those. You remember?
Yeah.
You remember? And it's like, no, they suck. All right. So another bike upgraded. close to my 224 power. Son of a gun. I think we're slipping belt now. I don't think oh yeah, we're slipping belt. Which is funny. We have to do a new belt on this old hog. Well, it's gearing too. We're geared. The belt's taking more of a beating because we're still on a 50-tooth rear. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, this thing, I can't imagine this thing with a 60-tooth. That's the next thing to happen to this bike. It's slick out here.